Denny Hamlin celebrated his 29th birthday on Wednesday, and what a way to indeed blow out the candles on the 2009 season. How about that? Started 38th, came all the way back to the field to win it. And this car has won every time you've raced it, so job well done. What's it mean to finish out the chase, a feast or famine chase for you with a victory?
I tell you, it's we're going to be there. I promise you. I promise you in the next couple of years we're going to win a championship. Just got to thank everyone. I got to thank Sprint. I got to thank FedEx. The fans, they've really they stuck it out this year. They supported our sport. Coke, Wiley X, Toyota, everyone, JGR, and congratulations to Michael Waltrip on a great career. I was trying to keep him close that last couple laps so I can show some dignity and give him his lack back, but he's done a lot for our sport, and got to say congratulations on a great career for him.
You beat Jimmy Johnson in 5 of the 10 chase races. What does that say about Denny Hamlin, Mike Ford, and this 11 team?
With 3 DNFs, you look at the final point standings and call a DNF 100 points, and we're right there. But those guys have been the standard. They haven't made mistakes, and that's who we ultimately want to be, is the guys that are dominating force like them. And I think we're showing that we have that strength to compete with those guys. It's just they've done a phenomenal job. 4 in a row for them. Couldn't be happier for them. I mean, there's no more deserving champion than them.
Jimmy Johnson wins the championship. Denny Hamlin wins the season finale at Homestead. Shannon?
Well, Jeff Burton down here, second place finish, second week in a row. Jeff, how alive has this team come in the past weeks with Todd Berria coming on board?
Well, obviously it's been a really good 4 weeks, and we're real proud of everybody's effort. I mean, that's one thing. Even though we haven't been running like we need to, our guys have been working really hard and putting a lot of effort out there, and that's all I can ask for. Even early in the year when we weren't running well, everybody was still working hard. That's why you never heard me get down on our group of people, because their effort's there. And Todd's done an incredible job. Again, we put ourselves in position. We just got a little bit off on that last run, and I think that's me, just not knowing what to tell Todd just yet. You know what I mean? He gave me a car fast enough to win the race, and I needed to be screaming a little bit more about what I thought I needed, and that'll come, you know what I mean, with communication. But everybody did their part, and I came up a little short.
You can bet the fans were screaming tonight. We saw some great racing. What was it like for you guys out there?
It was a lot of. I really thought after last night's race you'll see a really good race here, and Denny got away from us a little bit there at the end, but there was a lot of good racing. This is when they changed this racetrack, I thought they were crazy. I thought they'd kill it, but they've made this racetrack so much better, and it's a great racetrack, put on great events, and it's a cool place to come to finish the year.
4th straight top 10 finish for Jeff Burton and this team. Doc?
Back-to-back second place finishes for Burton. And there is the champion, the man who made history over in turn 2. Now he is waiting there because they are getting the championship stage all set up for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Awards. And the man who has done it 4 years in a row, Jimmy Johnson, has stood on that stage. Now this will be the 4th year as a NASCAR champion. And it was not easy. When you talk to Jimmy Johnson and some of the guys in the garage here this week, they had a lot of concerns and a lot of worry about what could happen here tonight.
Well, you never know. I mean, when you get in a machine like that, anything can happen. You're in a race. Things can happen, unexpected thing. But as Chad Canal said, as Denny Hamlin said, this is a tremendous race team with the best driver out there getting the job done. And, sometimes he doesn't get all the credit that he deserves. I think people think because he's with the best organization and everything, he should do this, but he goes and gets it done.
We talk about NASCAR history. Jimmy Johnson becomes the first one to win 4 consecutive titles. And look at the guys that have won 2 in a row. Look at those names: Earnhardt, Gordon, Waltrip, some of the all-time greats, Lee Petty and Richard Pearson. How about 3 consecutive NASCAR titles? You see Cale there. Jimmy Johnson tied him a year ago, but only one man in the 61-year history has been where Jimmy Johnson is right now. 4 consecutive championships against some of the stiffest competition in the history of the sport.
I know I heard Chad Canal say he didn't know how to feel about 4 in a row, but I'll tell you what, I'll never look at these guys the same again. I'll look at them with reverence. They're the only ones that ever do this, and it means a lot.
They have given him the command to fire it up, and in our Sports Center special, which we began the day with, and in our countdown show, we talked about how Rick Hendrick helped this young man. He loaned him money to buy cheeseburgers. He helped him get to and from the short track races when Jimmy wanted a chance. And what about the eye for Rick Hendrick, believing in the talents of a young man from Southern California who grew up in a mobile home park and had a dream of someday being a NASCAR champion. And you can just hope that the fans now, as they wave to Jimmie Johnson as he comes around, really understands and appreciates and respects what this team has done. Jimmie Johnson turning some donuts to celebrate a history-making night. And what's the scene like down there, Alan?
Doc, does the word chaos mean anything to you? There are all kind of team members here wearing those uniforms, and the photographers and the officials trying to keep track of the car because it still does have to go through tech inspection when he gets it here. And of course, watching Jimmie celebrate and eventually pull that car in here by the stage. Pardon me while I step back. The champ looking around at the scene. And he is ready to come out and make his entrance as a 4-time consecutive champion. Here he comes.